What's up YouTube, it's Drew, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile of the Gadget build that I played at YCS Toronto. Overall, it was a lot of fun, I had a great time with my buddies, and played pretty well with very few misplays, so I'm very satisfied with my result. Out of the 680 players that were there, I finished 161st with a record of 5-3 after 8 rounds of Swiss. To make it day 2, you needed 16 points, so the minimum you could do was 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. So I barely missed the cut once again. Seems to be a common theme with me with this deck, but oh well, whatever. Got a cool token out of it, so. Anyways, for my spread, round 1 I defeated Ignites. Round 2 I lost to Cosmo. Round 3 I lost to Ignites. Round 4 I beat Perform Dolls. Round 5 I beat Satellar Knights. Round 6 I beat Satellar Knights. Round 7 I lost to Cosmo, and round 8 I defeated Cleefort. So pretty good spread. Didn't see any Necros or Burning Abyss at all, so that's kind of crazy, but I guess that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I'm going to show you what the build looked like and what improvement I would want to make to the deck and what worked out pretty well, because it was kind of surprising. The strategy was weird, but I enjoyed playing it. So anyways, let's get this started. This is the cool token we got. First things first, I played the 6 gauge gadget with 2 green, 2 red, and 2 yellow. I feel like if you're going to play the control build, you need to be only playing 6 gadgets. 9 is too many, and right now, most gadget players are only playing 6 anyways. So, 6, pretty standard. I played 2 tin goldfish. 3 seemed a little much, and this guy's really, really good. He gets you into your Gigant plays and can get you 10 goldfishes back to set up plays for next turn. This guy was pretty good acting as a 2k wall to bounce some things. Farm Girl had some trouble getting over this guy, so this was able to hold the Cosmo back for a little bit when I played. Yeah, like I said, right now only just playing 2, but that's just me. I played 2 Gadgetologists. This was my hardest decision in the entire tournament, was to either play this guy or not play him. And I ended up playing him, and I do not regret it whatsoever. He and I usually have a pretty love-hate relationship, but he was good. I didn't open him all day, and I was able to go into King of the Fairy Limps a lot with this, with other monsters in my deck that weren't Machine and Machine. So it was a really good turn 2 play if I went second, just to go into King of Fair Limps if I couldn't make anything else, or if I didn't even want to make anything else. It was good to just go into King and get this guy recruited. So he's pretty good with all the other monsters in the deck. Kind of sucks when he's alone, but whatever. If you've ever played Kage, you know the feels. Next, I played 3 Heroic Challenger Assault Halberd. I loved Purple Gadget. He was so good at the tournament and was just amazing, an amazing card. The fact that he can go have a built-in Cyber Dragon, has piercing with 1800 attack, and can search himself off of inflicting battle damage. That's really, 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 really good. And you can summon him with Gadgetologists or Tin Goldfish. So he's so versatile and just made the gadget deck so much better in my opinion. Next, I played 3 Yugioh. I really like this card, and this card came up clutch so many times in my games. He was just so good, getting me 1,000 life points back, giving me an Xyz play, attributing to make a monster's attack 1,000 more. Just, he was so good. I recommend this to any player playing any rank 4 kind of thing. It kind of stinks that you can't summon him in main phase 1 or 2, like special summon him and stuff like that, but because I would rather special summon in main phase 1, make an Xyz play, and then get to the battle phase. But what you get out of him is so good. He's just ridiculously good. I can see why he's so expensive. Like, this card was amazing. MVP of the tournament. Last of the monsters, I played 2 Tretrix Vermilio. This card is still so versatile in gadgets. It's so good. Normal summon, dig out a trap hole. Special summon, get an MST pop. Like, goes with Goldfish, goes with Gadgetologists, and just, so good. Completely sets up your back row. On to the spells. I played 3 MST. This is kind of where I regret doing that. I thought 3 was going to be good, and I was just wrong. I found myself siding out MST a lot, So I think in hindsight, I might have dropped an MST to play Traptrix Dynea. I found myself kind of being low on monsters sometimes, so maybe having her with the Myrmelia would have been better than just having 3 MSTs. That's one change I would have done after the tournament, was play 1 Dynea and 2 MSTs. I played the combination of Raigeki and Dark Hole. It's mass removal that doesn't target, and it's spell cards. Just good cards in general, very proactive and stuff like that. Definitely was good. Might consider playing 2 Dark Holes with the Raigeki, but for right now I just played 1 and it seemed to be enough. I played Book of Moon. A lot of people told me not to play this card, but I went ahead and played it anyways. The main thing with this guy is just so disruptive. It just disrupts anything your opponent tries to do. Stops a synchro play, stops an Xyz play. I just really found myself liking this card. A lot of people said they felt like I negged 1 and stuff like that after playing this, but I really enjoyed Book of Moon and thought it was a really good card, so I'd highly recommend playing it. And the last spell card I played was Dimensional Fissure. I played the removal variant that Virgil likes to play, and I really found myself enjoying it as well. I thought I was going to be seeing a lot of Nekroz and Burning Abyss at the tournament, but I just didn't see them. That's just luck of the draw, I guess. But this thing was really good anyways. Just stopping anything, taking the graveyard out of the game and making your opponent play a completely different game was so good, because it doesn't get in the way of my strategy at all. So people said, oh, well, what about the Myrmelia Dynea? Like, I'm going to have to test that a little bit more, but I am liking playing the removal in the main. Just, it doesn't hurt me at all, and why not play it? Graveyard is so important right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you can take that away and make your opponent play differently while you can keep your own strategy, really, really good. On to the traps. I played 3 Fiendish Chain. I've been playing 3 Fiendish Chains for a long time, and I still really enjoy it. Fiendish Chain just helps you get to that next turn in case they can't do anything. There was a lot of times where I found myself Fiendish Chaining a Cosmo Monster, or Fiendish Chaining maybe Tellarknight Deneb or something like that, just to keep it at bay so I could keep a turn going. Like, cards like Breakthrough are really good, but Fiendish Chain was able to lock out my opponent's monsters and just give me a turn to come back. This deck had a big problem with trying to come back if I was low on resources, so I found that Fiendish Chain was good on helping me just get my head back into the game. So, 3 Fiendish Chain. Next, 2 Mirror Force. Once again, just kind of mass removal, generic, and doesn't target. People said battle traps are dead, and I'm not sold on that idea. I really liked playing Mirror Force. It's pretty good. For the Trap Hole Brigade, I played a Bottomless, played a TTHN, and I played a Time Space Trap Hole. All 3 very good cards. I was playing 2 Trap Trick Trap Hole Nightmare, but I switched it to 1 Time Space and 1 Bottomless. Well, Bottomless is just staple in general, but I switched over to 1 Time Space. With Shirt going to 1 on the ban list, I felt like people were making less Trishulas, and that was one of the biggest reasons I was playing 2 TTHN. So I gave up the 1 Trap Hole Nightmare for the 1 Time Space. Gives the decks a little more variety, and helped hit other things too. So I remember I hit that Cleaford guy with this thing. I hit the Forerunner a couple times. I hit basically anything, Colossalus, Unicorn, Valk, stuff like that with Time Space. I really liked playing the 1 Time Space Trap Hole. I really, really enjoyed it. For a bunch of 1-ups, I played Ring of Destruction, Torrential Tribute, Compulsory Evacuation Device. I also played a Solemn and a Vanities as my big 1-ups. These were all huge. If a card's at 1, it's at 1 for a pretty darn good reason. And these are just very generic cards that hit a lot of generic stuff in the game. Gadget players do rely on a lot of generic support to get them through their matches, and these cards did the trick. Wouldn't switch them for anything. A lot of people told me to not to play Compulse, but I had to play it. I think it's a very good card. If you can play intelligently and you can play around negging yourself, this is really good. I hit a lot of, I think I hit Winda twice, and I hit a Trigger with this too, so pretty good card. I still like Compulse a lot. Vanities is vanities. Solemn is solemn. Like, you're just playing these cards right now just for how generically good they are. And the last two cards were Macrocosmos and Soul Drain. Like I said, I felt like I was going to be playing a lot of Burning Abyss and Necros, so I put these two in. Soul Drain more for Burning Abyss, but it also hits the Herald. But just Macro was probably the best card of the day, especially for those Ignite matchups where they just dropped the Ignites and banished them. They couldn't do anything, and I think I torrentialed that Cleaford guy with Macro on board too, so this card was so good, and I loved main decking it. This was probably the single best card in my deck for the tournament. Loved Macrocosmos. So that was the main build. Let's go on to the extra deck real quick. Let me grab it over here. Here we go. So I played the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon as a beater. 103 Ragna 0. It's Ragna 0. It's anything that changes stats. It's so good against. Yugioh X, search out more Tin Goldfish, all that good stuff. King of the Fair Limbs, search me out a Kagetokage. Number 101, just because it's number 101, steal special summon monsters. I played number 50, Black Ship of Corn. I felt like it was really, really good, and I actually used this effect twice. But the biggest thing I used this guy for was to baiting out targets. Sometimes if I wanted to put like a Castell on board or a 101 on board and I didn't feel comfortable, I went into this guy to see what my opponent would do about it. And if they didn't have much of a reaction, I was able to clear through their way. And it was just a very good way to see what my opponent was either hiding or not wanting to play. It was really good. It baited everything out. And that was kind of the main reason I played it. Props to one of my buddies for recommending it, and definitely like this card. And I even used its effect on a ice hand, and I think I hit a Dante when I had a Macro on board. So this is pretty good. I played the one Castell. I played a Heartland Draco. He won me some games here and there. I played Evil Tormenton Knight. You just play that. Played Dagusto Emerald of Avarice. Wish he had a little more attack points, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Abyss Dweller, just a knockout graveyard. Gaga Cowboy, the original 800 for game. And I played Diamond Crab King. I was debating between Diamond Crab King or Rhapsody and Berserk for this weekend, and I went ahead and played Diamond Crab King. He was so good too. It got me out of a first turn towers, and also if you put this guy in defense mode, Cosmo doesn't have much of an answer for this guy. If you can get him out there, Cosmo just can't answer this thing for the most part, unless they have that Torrential or the Dark Hole Regeki, whatever they play. So if you can get this guy out, they don't have much of an answer. I really enjoyed playing this card. It won me one of my Cosmo games, so highly recommend Diamond Crab King. And the last two cards are the Teller Knight combo, Ptolemaeus and Diamond. Thought about Pleiades, but no, I'm just going to stick with this for now. One thing about this extra deck I might change, I think I might take out number 50 for number 80, but I'm still kind of on the fence just because I really enjoyed this this lineup that I had. I felt like it was really, really effective, and I'm going to keep playing this, but I found myself wishing I played Rhapsody, just sitting around being like, man, like, gotta bring this guy out, but ended up not playing him, but I think it went pretty well. So we'll see. If you have any ideas of what I should cut and why, leave that in the comments, and I would appreciate that a lot. So let's move on to the side deck. I played 3 Imperial Iron Walls. I got questions about why I'm playing this over Lancia, and I finally found a good answer for it. I think the gadget decks are just too slow and need a little time to set up, and I think a card like Lancia should be being played in decks that can just put a lot of damage on one turn. Yeah, Lancia is a phenomenal card. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I need a little more time to get my stuff built up. So if I can get maybe 2 or 3 turns to get a gadget and goldfish or something like that just to get started, I'm golden. And that's what floodgates like Imperial Iron Wall do much better than cards like Artifact Lancia. So I feel like if you're going to play a slower deck, you got to play the floodgates, while if you play a faster deck, you can play the quick cards that only stop things for 1 turn. So that's why I chose Imperial Iron Wall. Next, I played 2 Twister. I think I wanted to play 3. I'm pretty sure I'd want to play 3, but that's kind of just me. I would think I would main 2 MSTs and side 3 Twisters, just because floodgates are a thing, but I didn't want to main 3, just because I found out it was useless, but 2 Twisters wasn't terrible. But like I said, I think I would play 3. Also with Twister, you got to be smart about this card. If you know you're playing like Tellers, hold the Twister for the end phase where you see the Call of the Haunted or the Oasis. But if you're playing a deck like Cleese, you want to set that thing and get ready for when Scout pays 800. You gotta play pretty intelligently with Twister. Can't waste it. Next, I played 2 of each of the Chaos Mirrors. So I liked this. They were very good. I went into Light Imprisoning Mirror more than Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, but that's because I had more light-based matchups. I thought about playing Chaos Trap Hole over these, but I'm going to keep messing with these for now, just because reasons stated before with floodgates and whatnot. So we're going to keep working with it. I love the Imprisoning Mirrors. I think they're really, really good. Next was 2 Blackhorn of Heavens. I felt like this card was really good in my matchups. Destroyed the Ignite player, destroyed the Klee player. This card was just really, really good. Stopped seeing Heron summons, especially being a counter trap. People aren't playing Wiretap anymore. Blackhorn of Heaven just gave me such an advantage when my opponent would be like, oh, Pendulum 4, just knock it out. And just really, really good. Loved Blackhorn of Heaven. And can't wait for a reprint to where it actually says monsters, so we can get over the Blackhorn doesn't hit Pendulum thing, because that's just ridiculous. The next card that I played was a little debatable, but I went ahead and played it. I played 2 Necro Valley. If from the last video you can tell that Virgil mains these, and I was kind of skeptical at first, but I was enjoying it as I was playing it. It wasn't amazing in my matchups at YCS, but it still did its job. I was able to hold back the Satellar Knight player from going off on me, and when I mirror forced a Forerunner, this thing kind of came in handy, but still lost that Cosmo matchup. Not sure how I feel about Necro Valley yet, but you know what? Whatever. I'm getting there. We'll see if I'll still play it after this. Not the best card, but it was still pretty good. And the last 2 cards that I side decked, I felt pretty weird about. So, and I never actually sided them in the whole tournament. 2 Ojama Trio. I felt as if I was going to be seeing a lot of Burning Abyss. I felt like Necros, Cosmo, and Burning Abyss were the 3 best decks walking into YCS Toronto. And the whole day, I never saw Burning Abyss. I felt as if Burning Abyss was probably my worst matchup for gadgets. So I wanted to put in a card that would just completely demolish them that wasn't a floodgate. And Ojama Trio is precisely that card. But like I said, didn't see any Burning Abyss the whole weekend. So that happens. With Ojama Trio, I felt like I could have taken those out to possibly play Flying Sea or something like that. I think if I could have redone the tournament, I would have played Flying Sea instead of Ojama Trio, just to deal with the Teller players and the Burning Abyss players. But, you know, oh well, that stuff happens. So, but I still, if you're looking for a card to side deck against Burning Abyss, Ojama Trio is a pretty good call. So that's the deck. Leave your comments below. Stuff that you may want to see, or stuff, any questions I can answer and stuff like that. You know what to do. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to this kind of stuff. And you know, one thing that really gotten to me lately is people who are saying, oh, gadgets are terrible, or gadgets are outclassed, or gadgets are outdated. You know what, like, me and a lot of the other gadgetologists are living proof that this deck is not dead, and we still have a lot of fight in us. So I'm just going to keep playing it. I love this deck, and I'm just going to keep doing what it does. So trying to make my people proud. So like I said, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll have a review up of YCS Toronto later, but I just want to get the deck profile on as fast as I could. So alright, that's it for now. Until next time, I will see you later.